Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. We got a great show for you today. I'm going to be discussing, again, a court case. The Ahmaud Arbery killing in Brunswick, Georgia. It's right near a prison I was in, to be in fact. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Before I get started, check us out on all our member programs. Please check us out on Discord. Having a lot of fun with the call-ins on my podcast, The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton. Check it out. It's on all major platforms. That's The Real Deal. With me, Larry Lawton, and it's a great show. It comes out, new shows come out every Monday and Friday. Having a lot of fun with that. Please check out merch out like this one, Three Can Keep a Secret if Two Are Dead. And obvious, my book, Gangster Redemption. It's a pretty wild story. You know, you're going to really understand how the prison system works and things work after reading that book. With that said, now, you know, we got it right on the kid's trial. So in Wisconsin, so I'm going to leave that be. I think that, you know, Rittenhouse trial is over. I hate to see unrest in the streets. But we got to accept judgment. If you really watch that trial, I'm talking about a person with no agenda. And if we get anything right on that case, before I get into the Arbery case, please know that I respect all opinions. I really do. I believe in my opinions like you should believe in your opinions. I don't hold no ill will towards you for your opinion. Don't hold ill will towards me for my opinion. I know my political views. I know what I lean towards. I know what I want as politicians and the people I want to represent, whether it's for the planet or criminal justice reform or police reform or whatever I want, and that's just my own political beliefs, and then you have yours. Even when you guys know I'll debate you back and forth as long as it doesn't get nasty. So now let's talk about the Arbery case. Now, obviously a lot of people on the right love that I went with the Rittenhouse case, but I went on the facts, said it like it was. Well, on this case, I'm going with the prosecution. From what I've seen and what I've heard, I don't think the defense attorneys is as slick as the prosecutor on this case. Go figure on that, right? Prosecutor on this case is Linda Dunkowski. I think she did a good job. I think she just has to close now out with the rebuttal of their defense, which they have the right to shoot someone after being the attacker. I didn't get it at all. I thought the Judge Walmsley's doing a great job as well. Obviously, the defendants are, you know, it's kind of weird what happened. It really is. You call it what it is. You know, I heard people say, oh, but the kid went in the house. How many times have I went into a house looking in an area to buy a house and there's construction going on? I just want to look at something. Oh, wow, look at the way they're making these things. There's no do not trespass signs. It's just a house there that's open and you'd like to go look at the layout. You like to look at what's about, you know. Oh, wow, I like the way they're building this. I'd do it different. Oh, I see the way it's being built. So I don't buy that defense of they were trying to defend because they thought he was going to rob and he was a suspicious character in the neighborhood. Obviously, the guy's not armed. You are the aggressor. I mean, there's so much on this case. And to be honest, guys, I believe this was just a racial killing. They didn't want a black kid in their neighborhood, and they're going to kill this guy. And it's so wrong on so many levels, and nobody can justify that to me. You know, let's call a spade, as I always say. It is what it is, and we need to stop it. It was in a rural area of Georgia, right near Jessup, Georgia. Matter of fact, Brunswick is 20 miles from Jessup, Georgia. Let's hold these people accountable. What they did was wrong, and it needs to be rectified in the right way, and it needs to send a message that won't work. Just like the other one need to send a message. Two different cases. Please don't anybody keep comparing the cases. I'm getting emails saying, Larry, you're going to do the one of the Arbery case and be as subjective on this one? Not only am I going to be as subjective on this one, it's clear cut and dry. This guy's trying to run away. This kid was trying to run away and people were attacking him. They were attacking him. This case was a whole different ball game. These guys had this is not self-defense in any way. How these guys could say this is self-defense, I don't know. 3-on-1, I can go on and on about a whole bunch of stuff that it wouldn't justify to me self-defense. If the black guy shot them, that's self-defense. But obviously he couldn't get a gun and he got killed. And that's a sad case because this kid was just jogging in the morning. And, you know, I go exercise when I can or when I feel like going, and it's good for my head. So I'm just a little bit shocked on this case, everybody, that everybody believes what's going on. Now the defense team, now these guys, you got Gregory McMichael, 65, that's the dad. You got Travis McMichael's the son, 35, and then you got the neighbor. He's the guy that filmed it. I really was a little confused on this case and why they put these guys together. Why didn't it separate that trial? Because I think the guy Roddy Bryan, that's the guy, that 52-year-old neighbor who filmed it, jumped in the truck and all that, but I don't think he should have been. He wasn't participating in the fight. He didn't get in the fight. I don't think that guy should have been charged with the same things the other guys were charged with. So, and that's my, take on Gregory McMichael, 65, and Travis McMichael. Listen, he's a former member of the Coast Guard. So, I mean, that makes me, as retired Coast Guard. But, listen, I don't know what's going through his mind. I don't know what's going through that mind to, go out there and end up killing somebody over some. I don't get that part. Stopping them, doing certain things. There's a lot of different narratives on there right now. But we're going to get this verdict coming out. In my opinion, we're going to see how I am. Now, this one I'm going to call guilty. We're going to look deep and hard into their records and see what's going to happen to them at sentence. That's my opinion. I think they're going to get convicted. We're going to see, and I hope there's no unrest either way. I hate that. I know it's wrong, and I know unrest comes from different places. You can keep stepping on my neck and me not doing anything about it until I end up going overboard. And I get that. I really do. And I'm trying to think of a way to make the message where we got to change the laws or change the way we approach the laws or approach people or evidence or whatever else we're going to do. Or give enough money to defense. A big thing, what gets me a little bit mad in the whole criminal justice system is this. If we go after a defendant and he has no money, he's not going to get the defense, and I mean exact representation that person with money is, meaning the government. The government could hire their own witnesses, hire the best people, do this. In the federal government, it's big time that way, and even in the state government. And you as the defendant, you don't have anything. Maybe a public defender, you got no money, and they tell you we got no money for expert witness or a dog handler witness to fight my case. They should give some kind of funds to make it a fair fight. It's wrong that it's a big, heavy-weighted government against you. Because once you're accused or charged, you really have no recourse. A lot of plea deals happen in a lot of neighborhoods. And it happens because they don't want to go to trial and they can't afford the trial. And if they did go to trial, they're going to have the worst representation. Before you know it, they're going to be on death row. And the government knows this. So I think that what they should do is give the exact same power, and I mean money and research and lawyers, that the government got is the same thing as you got, as you as a criminal defense. Because isn't it something that people with the money get off? I mean, call it what it is, the people with the money get off. And I don't believe it should be that way. I think people should get off for the right reasons, because they're either innocent or the government cannot prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And people are going to say, oh, but it's close. Don't you think he did it? That takes away from everything. I don't give a fuck what Larry thinks. I really don't. I have no give a shit what Larry thinks. It's what the law shows me. Because the minute we start just going about what Larry thinks, I think this guy's a scumbag. And I think they should raid his house because I think they're doing drugs. Or some other bullshit that somebody says, and that's not right. Nobody should have the power to do that. The government should have to get evidence, do stuff, learn the amendments, learn the 4th and 5th and 2nd and 8th and 1st Amendments. I went way out of whack at that. But the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 8th Amendment. You should start knowing them, people. Because when they're violated, you should know it and you should point it out and put it on record. Because everything's recorded today, whether it's their body cams, you, or somebody recording something. So don't be scared to call out injustices. And I think we can change the system, because I think there's way more good cops and there's way more people that care than are all bad. And I know some of the crazy people on the left want to say, no, they're all cops are bad. That's not true. Yes, the environment sometimes is not set up for a winning environment. But don't say all of them are bad. Just like I don't say all people who do protests are bad. because some disrupt the crowd. So, you know, you can't you can't have it both ways, and nobody can. So I had to address this Arbery case, and going deep on this case, I'm telling you, I think he's going to get convicted. The three of them are going to get convicted. I don't know if the guy Roddy Bryan is going to get convicted of the most serious charge, but maybe aiding and abetting. But I mean, that's the one that's kind of the Gregory and the Travis McMichael. Sorry to say, listen. This is not going to look good for them. I can tell you that. And it is what it is. Obviously, they're going to be held accountable, just like whoever gets held accountable gets held accountable. And I do believe in that. I got held accountable, and I went away, and I had a rough time of it for 12 years. Didn't kill anybody, didn't do anything like that. Didn't hurt anybody in robberies. And I ended up doing 4 12-year sentences in maximum security prisons. So, you know, I did my time. And I'm, you know, people often say I'm proud of it. I'm not proud of those things. I tell a story and I tell it with excitement because I want to get the truth out and I want to get it out of me. And then when that's out of me, I want you to make the best of it. And it's always showing, don't make the choices I made. Don't follow the bad things I did. Don't do that. I hope that some people watch my videos and say, you know, Larry changed, because he did. And people do change. I tell that to everybody. Don't ever give up on somebody you know. People do change. Now, you know, does things happen? Does people recidivate? Is there certain crimes that things happen more? Absolutely. All that is true. But try to kick your heart and look at that individual, whatever it is. See where that is. I'm not saying don't watch them, don't do something. Believe it or not, you can bet that the government watches me, or anytime there's a big jewelry robbery, you can bet the government's like, oh, where's Lawton at? You don't think I'm in some file database for the FBI? Obviously I am. And okay, look at me at anything you want. I'm not doing anything. I don't do anything, you know, and that's it. I mean, I am who I am. You're not going to catch Larry Lawton trying to get hot jewels or do something. That's not happening. I wouldn't do the drugs. I'm not going to sell drugs or do shit. What am I going to do that for? I don't care what you do in your own home, but I'm not going to get involved in anybody's business. So I want everybody to you know that when I make these predictions, they're not coming from a place of hate on either side. Please remember that. I look at what I look at. I read what I look at. I don't go to one website. I don't go to another. I don't watch just Fox, or I don't watch just CNN or MSNBC. I don't do that. I do a collective way of writing and reading and resources from people I know. We could talk about a case, and we get to the highs and the lows of the case, and whatever we do in that case, and I come to a logical decision in my part. I think it just goes to show that life experiences, common sense, and a little knowledge of the law helps, and how it works, and how people would think after seeing something for so long. But, you know, it's something that I think, knowledge of something that I lived and been there. But I also think it's common sense. You got to think about how people would think, how a regular person would think. And if you can do that in any decisions you make, then you're going to have the consensus of the people. And I think if you go by the consensus of the people, you're going to be doing pretty good in this world. It's just my opinion. I think the prosecutor did a good job on this. I don't know how about the defense. In my mind, they didn't do that great of a job again. This defense team, it's amazing because the guys in Wisconsin, Mark Richards, did a great job in that defense. And these guys, I'm just not seeing it. You know, I heard the defense for Brian, Kevin Go. And, so, you know, it made me think a little bit. But I don't know how they didn't get this case severed for that one person. But that's, again, you know, they tried, I guess, and they didn't want it to happen. So, and this is Brunswick, Georgia. You know, this is all, you know, this is a good old boy area. So, you know, I think they're being exposed for what happened down there, and we're going to see. I think it's going to happen, and I think we're going to get a verdict quickly. And then it goes to the jury, I think within 24 hours. So maybe Wednesday late, either late Wednesday or Thursday, sometime Thursday, you're going to have a verdict back. And that's on all three guys. That's my opinion. We're going to see who's right on this one. If I'm wrong, I will, you know, I'll express that as well. Still not a bad record. But, I mean, I have no problem with doing that at all. You know, I had to do this with this case because I did it with the other cases. and let's see how right I am. So you guys have a great day. Please stay strong, stay safe, and make one good choice a day, you know, and let's not do these kind of videos as much, because that means there's some bad stuff going on in the courts. Take care, everybody. Stay strong. See you next time.